Hello, beautiful people. I'm Pranav, and I'll be teaching you your financial management for your ACCA exam if you're writing it in the month of December 2025. Okay, is that great? So, I'll be teaching you financial management for ACCA exam if you're writing it in the month of December 2025. So I will be posting one video in a week or 2 weeks. That is, in a period of 1 to 2 weeks, I'll be posting one video which will be completely free. It is available on YouTube. You can watch whenever you like or study however you like. And since your syllabus has 22 chapters, we'll be posting 22 videos. Is that fine? Yeah. So I'll be posting 22 videos so that you can learn easily. And this is how the class will be like. So yeah, without wasting any more time, we'll get started with our financial management. So first of all, let's go to the syllabus. In your ACCA book, everything that we have in the first part is introduction. Introduction to financial management. So first of all, we need to learn what financial management is. The whole chapter is completely weird. I'll not be completing the whole chapters as of now, but I'll be talking with you what actual financial management is. What should you know about financial management, and how will this knowledge help you in your future studies in the same subject? Sure. So first of all, what is financial management? So financial management is your strategic planning, is your organizing, okay, is your directing and controlling. Okay, strategic. What is financial management? Financial management refers to strategic planning, organizing, directing, and controlling of what? Of what? It refers to of one second. Of financial undertakings in an organization. So इसका मतलब क्या है? सीधी भाषा में if I say financial management refers to management of finance. Management of finance में क्या क्या होता है? हम लोग management functions क्या होते हैं? What are your management functions? Start with planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. Yeah. So financing में we don't have to staff anyways. So what will we be doing is we'll be doing strategic planning, we'll be doing organizing of funds, we'll be directing the funds, directing in the sense, see, if I say I have like 1 crore rupees, okay, that is 100 lakhs. If I'll be using my 1 crore rupees, how will I be directing these funds? Around 10L for my advertising, around 20L for production, around 30L for your new research and developments, etc. So all this process, what we'll be doing with the directions, what I'll be giving, the finance manager will be giving, is called as financial management. I mean, the process done by him is called as financial management. I hope you get my point. So yeah. So first of all, we'll get back to the definition. It says financial management refers to strategic planning, organizing, directing, and controlling of what? Of financial undertakings in an organization or an institute. What does it focus on? It focuses on how to raise funds, First of all, how to raise funds. Then after raising funds, what you'll be doing? You'll be allocating funds, how to allocate funds. And finally, on allocation, how will you do the effective utilization and control the excessive wastage? That is what it is. It is nothing but controlling of funds and controlling of funds. What does it aim? Why are we all doing this? ये इन सब का फ़ायदा क्या है? What is the main thing कि हम लोग ये सब कर रहे हैं? हमें प्लानिंग की क्या ज़रूरत है? ऑर्गेनाइजिंग की क्या ज़रूरत है? मेन एम क्या है? बिजनेस का एम क्या है? The aim is earn profits. Simple, simple, simple. So even financial management के लिए our aim is maximize the value of the firm. So, what does financial management mean? I mean, what is the definition? Financial management refers to strategic planning, organizing, directing, and controlling of what? Of financial undertakings in an organization. It refers to planning, organizing, directing, and controlling of financial undertakings in an organization. Why? And why should we do that? It focuses on how to raise funds, allocate funds, and control of funds. We are all doing this just to maximize the value of the organization. Why are we doing this? To maximize the value of the organization or the firm. Yep, easy, simple. In other words, what is in the simplest way? Let's start up a company now. We'll all start up a company called as Minimuse. Okay, we'll be starting up a company called as Minimuse. And all of my dear students, Minimuse is a company that we have created, and all of you guys are the decision makers. I mean, in the sense decision makers, you're all the financial analysts, that is, you are the finance managers. So what will you be thinking? How where will you get funds from? So first of all, where will I get funds from is my primary concern. So for me to do business, for me to sell anything, I should have money, right? अब मेरे पास पैसे होने चाहिए. अगर मुझे पैसे चाहिए तो मैं कहाँ से लेके आऊँगा? What do I do? What are the sources of money? Let's break it down. So what are the sources of money? Let's say bank loan, great option, simple. And let's say any of the government schemes. Let's say bootstrapping. For all the people who don't know what bootstrapping is, bootstrapping का मतलब है खुद के पॉकेट से पैसे डालना. इन सीधी भाषा में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा नहीं बोलूँगा. So yeah, for all these three options, what is the best option मेरे लिए? Let's see. So I approached HDFC Bank. So it's me who goes to HDFC Bank. What is this? HDFC. And here I meet the manager. So okay, I need the manager in front. Yeah. So I meet the manager, and the manager says, Pranav, for you to start a business, your business idea is really great. For you to start a business, I'll be giving you a loan at around 12% per annum. Okay, for me to get a loan of around 1 CR, I'll be having to pay 12% per annum. And how much is 12% per annum? It is around 12 lakhs. So yearly, for a new business, I'll have to pay 12 lakhs out of my pocket to the bank just because I'm borrowing loans. And I don't have any market right now. I don't have any sales. I don't know how to start. And 12 lakhs out of your pocket. Is that difficult? That's difficult. ये बहुत महंगा पड़ेगा हमारे लिए. It may clog the cash flows in the organization. And hence, I think we'll take this away. And Pranav thinks what is another option where I can get money from. So Pranav, this is Pranav. Yeah. So Pranav goes and asks his friend of, hey XYZ, because Pranav doesn't has any friends. Yeah. So Pranav goes and asks his friend, hey XYZ, do you know where can I get money for my business? And he says, you can go for government schemes, you can go for MSME schemes, or any of them like that. And Pranav tries, but Pranav thinks this will be a lengthy process for me, and so I'll just ignore it for now. And moreover, I'm not qualified enough to get a good, my business plan isn't so qualified so that I can get a good, scheme from my government. So what I ignore this, and I have something called as bootstrapping, that is pocket out of my money, money out of my pocket, I'm sorry, yeah. So if I say already have 1 crore rupees with me, why can't I invest it myself? I can directly put it into the business. So what will I be doing? I'll take the money from my pocket of 1 CR dollars. That's a lot. Yeah. And I'll be taking this money and I'll be putting it into my business called as Mini Muse. Right? Yep, it's as simple as that. And I think, okay, this is a very fair option, and I'll not have to pay any interest. I can control my money, whatever I can do with it. So bootstrapping, I can find a better option. So what I'll be doing is, I'll bootstrap money. This is my case. There may be thousands of cases like this. There may be thousands of options like this where you can get money from. So taking the right decision is in the hands of a finance manager or a person who is studying financial management as of now, right? Yep, I hope I get it. Yeah. So I'll erase all these things for you. I'll get a clean canvas so that we can speak further. Right. So first thing, where should I get funds from? Later, where should I invest these funds? Where should I invest these funds? See, in simple terms, I have 1 crore rupees now. I have it in my pocket now. I have it in the business pockets now, and finally, I say, I can't just keep it in the bank, right? If I keep it in the bank will be giving me like 5% or 7% per annum. Even FDs or RDs are giving around 7%. So, will it be fair for my money to be just lying and not at all grow? That's not fair. So, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna invest my money. I'm gonna invest my money. Where do I invest? In government bonds, in securities and shares, in debentures, in many of the investment options. Wherever I can invest, I'll be doing that. Yep, this is my second issue. I can choose the best option where I'm getting the best rate of interest, I'm getting the best return on my investment. I'll be investing over there. And finally, how will I be paying my dividends? If I am a public company, if I have a public company, if it is Many Muse Limited, if this is my company, how will I be paying the dividends to my shareholders? How should I pay? How much should I pay? And how can I keep them happy? The main aim is keeping a good relationship between you and your stakeholders. Shareholders are one of them. And how will I be paying my dividends? So my next question is, how and when and how much should be my dividend payment? Answering these few questions will make you a financial manager in simple terms. But it's not as simple as that. It has a huge background, it has a huge beautiful history, It has everything related with history and many of the economic things that have been happening. And the ACCA syllabus is actually very very beautiful. They have examples relating to the previous scams or you know the previous accidents, the financial accidents, all those things, and it's fun to read. So all those things will be in my notes as well, so we'll be referring to my notes as well. So yeah, so we'll start with the chapter. We'll start with chapter 1. The introduction is as simple as that. I don't want to spend a lot of time on the introduction, and let's start with this chapter. So first of all, this is the PDF that I've created. I hope you can see this. Yeah, is this visible? Yeah. So let's see. So in your chapter we have 7 sub points or 7 clauses, what I could say, or 7 sections that I can say. 7 sections in the first chapter. So every section I would be highlighting it like this. Sure. Yeah. Great. So there are 7 sections in this chapter, and the 8th one is basically the summary, and we'll be later on looking into it as well. So what is the first section in under your first chapter in ACCA? That is your nature and purpose of your financial management. What does it mean? It is mainly for efficient acquisition and utilization of funds in both short term and long term. Decisions should be taken in 3 core areas, or key areas, that is investment, finance, and dividends. Right. So let's come to Minimus Private Limited again. Minimus Public Limited again. That's here. So Minimus, come over. We have just spoken about point number 1, where will I get funds from? Point number 2, where will I invest these funds? And point number 3, how much should be my dividend payment be? Right? Those are your questions. Those are your key areas where you should take decisions. That is your investment, finance, and dividends. What does investment mean? Yeah, your second question means investment. Meaning, where should I be investing the funds that I have so that I can get the best rate of return? I can get the best rate of return or the best interests. And the second question, finance. What should be my source of finance? There are thousands of sources of finance. What should be the best source of finance? This is the finance. And finally, the next one is dividends. Of how do I pay my dividend? That is dividends. Great. So let's go into the chapter of how the chapter looks like. According to your textbook, your chapter looks somewhat like this. Great. Okay. So I'll just give a brief explanation of what the thing is, and later we'll continue. So yeah, let's start. Minimus Private Limited, we'll come back to you. So first of all, what are we talking about? Financial management. So under financial management we have 4 arrow marks. Okay, under financial management we have 4 arrow marks. So what are these 4 arrow marks? First of all, in this chapter, what will we be studying? Nature and purpose of financial management. I'll be writing it as FM. Okay, so for nature and purpose, we have already studied it. Nature and purpose of financial management is mainly for efficient acquisition and utilization of funds in both short term and long term. Great. So we have already discussed this part. Great. And my second arrow mark goes to what is the relationship. I'll take it a bit longer. Yeah. What is the relationship between my corporate strategy and my corporate and financial objectives? So corporate strategy versus corporate and financial objectives. We'll be talking about this soon. We'll be talking about this soon in the same session. Don't worry. We'll be talking about this. I'll be giving you a brief explanation. I'll be talking about who are my stakeholders and what are their objectives, because nobody comes to me, talks to me without any personal selfish interest. That's what it is. If you're talking to me as a company, you will have some financial interest or some whatsoever interest, either financial, either ethical, either moral, but some personal interest. And what is that personal interest? That is the objective of the stakeholder. Great. And later we'll be having, okay, we don't have 4, but we have 5. It's fine. I'll take them here. And later we have the management of role of management and goal congruence. Sure. Role of management and goal congruence. So what is congruence? What is the meaning of goal congruence? I'll be speaking about it. And we have NFPs or NPOs, non-profit organization or not-for-profit organizations. Yeah. So under each of these subheads, what are the topics? So first, nature and purpose of financial management. That is it. We don't have anything more. But for the relationship between our corporate strategy and our corporate and financial objectives, we have one subsection called as financial objectives. Yep. Financial objectives. And under these financial objectives, we have again 3 arrow marks. Come on, yeah. Again have 3 arrow marks. One is shareholder wealth maximization. One is shareholder wealth maximization. Another one is profit maximization. And finally, we have growth in EPS, that is earnings per share. I'll be explaining you how each of these things are interrelated and how questions may be asked regarding why, into different sections of the subject. If I'm asking the role of management, if I'm asking you about role of the management or and goal congruence, how is this linked to growth in EPS, or how is this linked to your profit maximization, or how the stakeholder objective and issues may be linked to your profit maximization or wealth maximization. All these things I'll be covering it in this session. Okay, so don't worry. Again, we'll get back to the map. So this is what is under your relationship between your corporate strategy and your corporate and financial objectives. Now we have your stakeholder and their objectives. Under this, we can have conflicts, that is fights between your shareholders and your stakeholders and all of the other people as well. So we have shareholder conflicts. Great. Finally, we have the role of management and goal congruence. We have some theory aspects over here. I mean, everything is theory, but this is more theoretical, where we have to study a bit of history, a bit of fun. History is always beautiful. So we'll be going with this one as of now. So we have agency theory. And under agency theory, we have 2 subsections, one again. So we have 2 subsections once again. So we have managerial reward schemes, that is nothing but bonus schemes. Managerial reward schemes. And finally, we have corporate governance codes. Corporate codes. Very simple topic to be learned. Yeah, it's not anything hard, it's not anything as it sounds like. And finally, under NPOs and NFOs, that is NFPs, that is how it is. We have the planning of an NPO. What is the plan of an NPO or the NFP? It's planning. And the objective setting, how will I set my objectives? Yeah, objective setting. Great. And under this we have a small point called as value for money, VEM. Sorry, value for money concept. So this is what is your financial management. There is nothing above this in your first chapter. Only this is what it is. Everything is small. And now, as of now, we have covered nature and purpose of financial management. Great. We'll be going up with relationship between your corporate strategy versus your corporate and financial objectives. I'll be teaching you what your corporate strategy is. I'll be teaching you what your corporate objectives are, what your financial objectives are, and how is this related to your wealth maximization, profit maximization, and EPS. I'll be doing that. Yep. Let's start. I guess this is at pause, if I'm not wrong. Yep, I'm back. I have a bottle now. So yeah, let's get started. So now we'll start with what the manager should take an account of, while taking any decision. Before taking any of these decisions, what are the decisions where will I get funds from? I mean, the financial decision. Give me a second. The financial decision, the investment decision, and the dividend decision. Before taking these decisions, what should be kept in your mind? The points are as follows. So yeah, point number 1 is the organization's commercial and financial objectives. Organization's commercial and financial objectives. So what do you mean by commercial and financial objectives, sir? So when it comes to commercial objectives, let's go with the brand Minimuse once again, or else I'll be writing down all these points first, and later we'll be discussing about what the point is like. Okay, sure. Point number 2, we have the broader economic environment. The broader environment. And finally, third one, we have potential risk associated with decision and methods to control and handle it. So I'll say potential risk, and methods to handle it. Yeah. So let's start with my firm called as Minimuse. Okay, we'll have a company now called as Minimuse. So what do we do at Minimuse, sir? So first of all, हम लोग Minimuse में करते क्या? So I give gift hampers. I make gift hampers and sell it to customers, right? I'll sell it to customers. So what do? I make, oh my god, yeah. This is weird. Yeah. So what do, sir? I'll be making gift hampers and I'll be selling this to my customers. Great. Yeah. So first of all, what are my commercial and financial objectives? Commercially speaking, मेरा objective क्या होगा कि more and more number of customers, that is, this is one customer, now it's 2, and now it's 4, and now it's 8. More and more number of customers know about my brand. They should find my brand to be attractive. I should be an image in the organization. That is what is my commercial objective, right? Yep. And what is my financial objective, sir? My financial objective is all these people, okay? All these people, they give me more and more revenue and profits. This is what a simple organization's commercial and financial goal is. But this is not the same for everyone, right? This is not always the same for everyone. So what the situation is like, we'll be doing like, okay, इस कंपनी का अलग गोल है, उस कंपनी का अलग गोल है, उस कंपनी के हिसाब से आपका क्या गोल है, उस हिसाब से we'll have to take a decision, keeping in mind the organization's commercial and financial. Keeping in mind the what? Keeping in mind the organization's commercial and financial objectives, you should take a decision, right? Yeah. So one second, give me a second. Points to be kept in mind before taking a decision. Great. Yeah. So these are the points to be kept in mind later. Fine. So now we started up with commercial and financial objectives. Yep, that's sorted. And now we'll see the broader economic environment. What do you mean by the broader economic environment? So broader economic environment means, in simple terms, what is your inflation, what is your interest rates, what are the customers purchasing power. So if I'm targeting customers, if I'm targeting college going or working women who to buy my hampers, and they don't have the money to buy my hampers, is that possible? I go, let's talk about mini meals now. So all these people are earning around rupees, not rupees, all these people are earning around in $100 a month, $100 in a month. And is this enough to buy this? They're like, no, Pranav, no. This is very expensive. Your product of $20 cannot be afforded by me, who is earning just $100 a month, right? So that is why they all say, Pranav, no, we will not buy your product. Inflation trends. My cost of production has increased. So let's believe we'll talk about inflation in a simple basic sense. Okay. So there is a place near my home where I eat pani puri. So all of my Indian audience obviously are all Indian. So वहाँ पे मैं पानी पूरी खाता हूँ, ठीक है. पानी पूरी मैं जब पहले आता था ना बचपन में, मतलब मैं 7 साल का था, तब मेरे को 10 रुपये का एक प्लेट पड़ता था. इन इंडिया हाउ मच इज दिस? इट इज़ 10 रुपये का एक प्लेट. नाउ ही यूज्ड टू गिव मी अराउंड लाइक 12 pieces. Okay, he used to give me how much? 12 pieces for 10 rupees. Now the rate is around 30 to 35 rupees per plate, and he gives me 8 pieces. Why? उस टाइम पे वो 10 रुपये में मुझे 12 पीस देता था, राइट. अभी मुझे सेम 8 पीस के लिए ही इज चार्जिंग मोर. Why is that? See, the simple reason is, बोल सकते हैं कि नहीं यार उसका कॉस्ट ज़्यादा हो गया रहेगा. The cost for him has increased, and yeah. Girl, I'm teaching. No, Mishka, no. You shouldn't have been coming over here. Come on. Anyways, let's get back. So, वो क्या करता है, उसका कॉस्ट बढ़िया हो गया सर, इसलिए हमारा भी कॉस्ट बढ़ रहा है. सबका कॉस्ट बढ़ रहा है. व्हाट्स हैपनिंग? एवरीबॉडीज वैल्यू ऑफ मनी इज डिक्रीजिंग. वो 10 रुपये में खरीद सकता था, अभी खरीद नहीं पा रहा है, अभी 20 देना पड़ रहा है. सो वैल्यू ऑफ मनी हैज डिक्रीज्ड, हेंस इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ रहा है. दैट इज व्हाट इन सिंपल टर्म्स इज इन्फ्लेशन. If inflation happens, my box, okay, my hamper of $20 will increase to 25 or 30, right? It will increase to $30 or $25, and these guys who are still earning $100, they still can't afford it, because obviously even though inflation ज़्यादा होता है, but companies adapt to the inflation and increase the salaries at a very slow rate. अगर मेरा inflation is around 9% in the previous year, मेरा hike will be just 5%. How will I cope up with the remaining 4%? Huh? How will I cope up with this 4%? I can't cope up. That's how it is. That's simple. That's how simple how it is. So all these economic trends will also affect my decision. In simple words, all these economic environmental trends will also affect my business decision. Yeah. Finally, what are the potential risks and methods to handle it? So what will be the potential risk of my decision? What will be my risk? Firstly, let's talk about interest. So to make these boxes, I went to HDFC, right? I went to HDFC, and the manager, I spoke to him, and where am I? Yeah, this is Pranav. Pranav should be spelling. Yeah. So I spoke to him. So I said him, bro. What bro? No, not bro. So I said him, sir, give me $1 crore. And he's like, okay, I'll give you $1 crore, but what will you do? I'll say, I'm making products, I'll sell. It's a business loan. Oh, he's happy now. Oh yeah, business loan. No, I'll give you. And he's like, okay, but at 12% interest. You'll have to repay it to me. And I'm like, 12% interest, that's a lot. So if we calculate, it's around 12 lakhs per annum and 1 lakh per month. In the first month, I'll be paying around some part of 1 CR back, or if I'm retaining this, I'll be paying $1 lakh. $1 lakh without having any sales. Will the interest rates of the EMI will burden my cash flow? If are the customers effective enough, or they have disposable income enough to buy my products? और दूसरे कंपनीज अगर मार्केट में ऐसी प्रोडक्ट्स लॉन्च कर रहे हैं, so what will it impact? How will it impact? There are so many big brands, Nykaa, Plum, there are so many big brands. If they are offering discounts on their products, who I can't even manufacture now, यार उन लोग तो discounts दे रहे हैं. How will I survive in the market? हमारा अंदर का प्लान तो मस्त है, बिजनेस का प्लान तो मस्त है, बट द एनवायरनमेंट जहाँ पे मैं काम कर रहा हूँ, व्हाट द एनवायरनमेंट, उसके जो रिस्क इन्वॉल्व हैं, एंड दैट इज़ अ कॉज, दैट इज़ अ डिफिकल्टी, दैट इज़ व्हाट आई शुड बी हैंडलिंग, एंड व्हाट आर द मेथड्स सो दैट आई कैन हैंडल दिस. यही एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं, द HDFC वाला, ही सेड 12 lakhs, 12%. I said, no, I'll not give you 12 lakhs. I don't want a loan. Get lost, macha. I go to a friend of mine, a friend XYZ, and this person, I'm like, you give me 1 crore, macha. I'll give you 2% per annum. You're not even registered as a bank. I'm still giving you interest. And he's like, sure, no issues, you take. Yeah. So for me, this is an unethical example. This is still valid in the market, and all these things still happen in the market. I hope you understand. I hope you understood. So we were talking about the 3 problems. Okay, I mean the 3 items to be kept in mind before taking any decision, like financial decision, investment, or dividend decision. Great. So I've taught you about what investment decision is. I've taught you about, I mean, in this thing, I've taught you about. So we have just covered this part on these following items before taking decisions. I've taught you about investment decision, what it is. Investment appraisal considers of long-term plans and of the business and identifies the right projects to adopt. मतलब क्या करता है इन्वेस्टमेंट डिसीजन, क्या करता है, इट आइडेंटिफाइज द बेस्ट प्लान्स टू अडॉप्ट जहाँ पे मैं अपने फाइनेंशियल ऑब्जेक्टिव्स को मीट कर रहा हूँ, एंड फाइनली मेरे करंट एसेट्स और नॉन करंट एसेट्स करेक्टली वर्क कर रहे हैं. फॉर अ बिजनेस टू बी सक्सेसफुल as well as identifying and implementing potentially successful projects, it must survive day to day working capital. मतलब क्या कर रहे हैं, if I see Mini Muse. So Mini Muse के पास है 1 CR rupees now, and I'm like, okay, I have a lot of money, I'll just keep like 20 lakhs or 10 lakhs for me, and the remaining 90 lakhs, I'll be investing in bonds and securities, bonds, etc. जहाँ पे मुझे अच्छा rate of return मिलेगा. So great. These are not redeemable in 1 year. They're not at all redeemable under 1 year, so we'll have to wait for a period of time. अभी ये 10 लाख का मेरा वर्किंग कैपिटल एग्जॉस्ट हो गया. How will I survive? Again, go out, take a loan. Yeah, that's difficult. Again, you'll have to pay more interest on it. Mishka, calm down. Yeah. Again, you'll have to pay a lot of interest over it. So, you'll have to think with a sound mind that Pranav, investing 90 lakhs is useless. You'll have to keep at least 50-50 or whatever the great ratio is. Oh, my cat. Yeah, whatever the ratio is suitable for your business organization, that is what you'll have to keep. Great. Yeah. Liquidity management is something which is very essential. We should also aim. One sec, give me a second, I'll take care of my cat. Yeah. Also, we should ensure that our debts are collected effectively. If I'm giving, outsiders a credit sale, if I'm making credit sales to my outsiders, if I'm having a B2B business which runs on credit, I must ensure that my cat is not biting me. No, I must ensure credit. I must ensure that my my debtors, whoever are liable to pay to me, they should pay me within a great credit period. I should recover it back soon. That is what I always expect, right? Yeah. I'm really sorry. Give me a second. Yeah. So that is how it is. And minimum inventory level should be kept at minimum level. Inventory level should be at least at minimum level so that my production is happening. So minimum level, danger level, your restocking, reorder period, your maximum level. All these are what we'll be studying under inventory. Inventory methodologies, the methods of inventory. We have just in time. We have all these techniques that we'll be studying later. But for now, we'll be ensuring that we just have minimum levels. Great. Yeah. So, and are invested appropriately and payables are paid on a timely basis. Okay, since we have to receive on a timely basis, we should also pay on a timely basis. Shit, I hope that's not recorded. Yeah, my cat, oh my god. Yeah, great. So let's start. Anyways, so this is what it was, and let's start with next part of the discussion, that is our decision making. So here we had we had an example of Mini Muse. Okay, we had an example of Mini Muse. and now I'll keep this a bit aside. Okay, so for me to invest this 1 CR, for me to invest this 1 CR, first I'll have to have 1 CR. How will I get 1 CR? So what I'll be doing is, first I'll be investing 50 lakhs by myself from my pocket, and the rest 50 lakhs I'll be investing from a friend of mine, or I'll be taking a bank loan or any of the other sources of gain. This is what it is. This is my equity and this is my debt. Okay, so both equity and debt, what does it make? Your equity and your debt will make your finance. So the finance for Mini Muse is 50 lakhs equity and 50 lakhs debt, and this finance for Mini Muse, and this finance is given by me to Mini Muse, and this finance is used by Mini Muse for 3 decisions. Not 3 decisions, 3 subsectors called as 1, working capital, 2, investment in non-current assets, and 3, investment or finally in dividend. Great. Give me a second. Yeah, so let's talk about company which has 3 works. One is working capital, one is non-current assets, and one is dividend. So all these, this 50 lakhs and this 50 lakhs from equity and debt comes together to make the finance, and this finance for the company will be invested in 3 parts, that is working capital, invested in non-current assets, and dividend, right? So what does it say? First of all, we'll have to see the financing decision. We have already seen that. From the financing decision, what we'll be getting, debt and equity, and money will be coming in, right? Money will be coming in the form of what? In the form of finance. And where will it be coming? It will be coming into the company. Finally, this company, how will it use the money? Effective utilization of money, how will it be doing? It will be doing in working capital, investment in non-current assets, and dividend, and through money goes out. That is what it means. And money is going out in 2 ways. One is the investment decision, one is the dividend decision. Investment is done in working capital, in your non-current assets, that is your investment appraisal, and in your risk. Risk is nothing but your venture capital or whatsoever it might be, but all these things should be kept in mind while taking your business investment decision. And finally, in your dividend decision, business valuation, market efficient markets are all thought of when you are taking your dividend decision. Great. What is a financing decision? What is a dividend decision? How should I differentiate between FM and FA and MA? All these things we'll be talking about in the next class. As of now, I'll be ending the class, and yeah, I'll meet you in the next one. Bye bye, Tata. Take care.